What's up, guys? SirAllAboutMusic here, continuing the Alice in Chains discography review with their sophomore release, Dirt, which is my personal favorite, probably the personal favorite for a lot of people, seeing as it's their most commercially successful album. Hits a sweet spot with a lot of people. But the reason I'm so attracted to it is because it's a lot darker, a lot dirtier, a lot grungier than any of their other releases, and especially those three, way more than Facelift. It's a vast improvement from Facelift. They really stepped into their own with this record, and the thing that really gets me about it is that heroin use and abuse is the subject of a lot of Lane's lyrics, but it's reflected in the music. A lot of the points in these songs are really druggy. They literally sound like you are dope sick, like you're tripping heroin. There's so much tension in them, but at the same time they're really loose and they're really fluid and they're really dark. This point in Sick Man is one particular point that really gets me. I love this song. I love this riff. And that's really the attraction point for me. How they can make that work, yet at the same time make the song so catchy. So you're infusing your drug use into the music, yet it's still incredibly catchy. And that for me is a really strong attraction point. The album is a lot more dynamic. It's a lot more put together than Facelift. Solos are a lot more well constructed. It sounds like Cantrell really thought these ones out, really put a lot of thought into them. If not, not saying that they sound, but they don't sound constructed. They don't sound cold in their construction. They still sound warm. They still sound fluid. They still have character. And overall, and touching back on a point that I already made, as far as tension goes, there's just tension all over this album. Just a ridiculous amount of tension as far as solos are concerned. Vocal melodies, again, you have those really slurred, fluid vocal melodies that Lane puts together. And song structure in general, just there's so much tension going on in this album. There's a lot of pull and push and pull and push, and it makes it interesting to listen to. It engages you and it keeps you hooked into the album. Another couple of points are the noticeable use of the wah-wah pedal by Jerry Cantrell. It's debatable on whether it's an obnoxious use or if it's a what's the word I'm looking for? Well, I can't think of the word I'm looking for. If it's obnoxious or if it's not. If it's excusable use of wah on this album. In my opinion, I think it's excusable. I think Jerry Cantrell doesn't use the wah pedal to really I got these shitty riffs and I need to make them sound better, so I'm going to use a wah pedal. He supplements his already awesome riffs, his already awesome solos with the wah pedal, and a lot of guitar players have a hard time doing that. I think the wah is one of the most abused effects in music, but Cantrell does not at all abuse it. It's at the right points, at the right time, and it really supplements the sound of the entire album and the riffs in general. And the other, as far as Lane Staley is concerned, vocal harmonies are a lot more abundant on this album than they were on Facelift, and the vocal harmonies always lend to the drug-sick sound of the album that's continuing throughout. There's also a lot of use of dissonance on the album, and again, lending to the drug-sick, the really druggy sound of some of these parts. There's even a song, Iron Man Dream Sequence, which has a lot of dissonance in it, and it just gives an extra oomph, an extra power to Dirt in general. I'm stuttering a lot, man. Jesus Christ. And then Dirt also makes use of a couple of acoustic tracks, which is really cool. Down in a Hole, of course, being the premier use of the acoustic guitar on this album. And even though they're taking off the distortion, Alice in Chains does not abandon the power of the songs. Every single one of these songs has punch to it. It's got power. It's got a great attack, and it's just a, even though they're using an acoustic guitar, they don't lose that. Is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, really, this is my favorite AIC album, and I can totally give it like a 9 point, a mid 9 actually. I don't want to give it a 10. There are some songs that I don't particularly care for. Some songs that I feel kind of maybe drag on a little, but they aren't as prevalent as they are on Facelift. These songs that kind of drag on really don't distract you so much from the epicness of the album. So I can go with a 9.5 out of 10 for Dirt. It's a absolute must-have for any music lover, especially if you're a fan of grunge. And if you're a fan of grunge, you probably have this record. It's a fantastic record. I highly recommend it. 9.5 out of 10. SirAllAboutMusic. Comment down there in the comment section, and I will see you guys later.